Okay, g'day students, welcome to the lesson. We're looking at congruent figures. So the goal of today is that you should be able to identify congruent figures and then use the triangle congruency tests to check for congruency. And there are 4 tests that we were looking for: side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, and right angle, hypotenuse, and side. So our first definition we need to worry about is that of congruent figures. Congruent figures are identical in shape and size, but can be in any position or orientation. So what's that? An isomorphic translation, for example. Now, 2 figures are congruent if their corresponding sides are all the same length and the corresponding angles are all the same size. See that? We've got the same length on each side, and the corresponding angles are the same. Now, for triangles, there are 4 conditions for congruence, and they are down here. So we've got side, side, side. Now, if the 3 pairs of sides in 2 triangles are the same, then those 2 triangles are congruent with each other. The next one is 2 pairs of sides are equal in length, and the pair of angles in between are the same, then that's equal. So this one's called side, angle, side. You can see that there. Okay, the next one is angle, angle, side. Now, angle, angle, side is when we look at 2 angles and the corresponding side is equal in length. So angle, angle, side, 2 pairs of angles are equal and a corresponding pair of sides between the 2 triangles are equal in length. So that means that those 2 pairs of triangles, or that pair of triangles, will be congruent. Okay, now the hypotenuse and the corresponding pair of sides are equal in a right angle triangle. Now that's our strategy for RHS. So right angle, hypotenuse, and corresponding pair of sides being equal. So let's have a look here. We want to list the pairs of congruent figures from the selection. So we just need to check to see if they are exactly the same shape. I wonder if I can pull out a ruler and we can measure. Not easily. Okay. What if I go view? Is there a ruler up here? I'm going to have to get out the old ruler and do it in class if we do it that way. We'll just eyeball it at the moment, hey? So let's look at shape A. Now, shape A and I are parallelograms, but are they exactly the same? Now, I can see that this is a little bit longer, isn't it? So A and E are both parallelograms, but they are not congruent because they are different shapes. Now, let's look at B. B and E are both pentagrams, so penta for 5 and gram for star, so they're 5-sided stars or 5-pointed stars. Now we'd have to expect them to be the same size and the same angles in them, and they look like that. So we could expect to see that B and E are congruent. So yes and yes. Now let's look at C. C, and is there another triangle in here? H. But you can tell quite quickly that C looks like an isosceles, and H is a bit more scalene, or a right angle triangle there as well. So that's different. So let's have a look at the next one. We're up to D. Now D looks like a rectangle, and so does G. It just looks like it's been rotated, doesn't it? So we would have to measure them to be sure, but we can see that all of the angles are right angles. So I would expect D and G also to be congruent with each other. And then let's have a look at F and J. Now they're both circles, but they are different sizes. So no, they are not congruent. Now let's consider our triangle tests. So we've got a congruence condition that you would check to see if the pair of triangles is congruent. And I can see 2 triangles here, but I can see only 3 details. On here I can see a side, and an angle. So, well, that just means, do I check those corresponding angles? So, is there an angle with 129 degrees? There is. Now, if I look at that, the shortest side is 6. Yes, that's corresponding with the 6. And is the 15 corresponding with the 15? Yes. So I can see that I have 2 sides and an angle that are the same. So I can say that, yes, these 2 triangles are congruent with each other, and the condition is SAS. And that's the working that you would write as well. Let's have a look at this one. Now we need to decide if this pair of triangles is congruent, giving a reason for our answer. Now on the triangle on the left hand side, I can see 1 length and 2 angles. So it's going to have to be angle side angle, or angle side, if anything. So let's have a look at the 13. Is there a side that matches to the 13? Yes. Now we just need to check the corresponding angles to that. So is there, that's going to have to be that direction. Is this, yes, that looks good. Let's see. And the other one is 46. Let's see. Oh, that's going to be in the wrong position though, isn't it? So 2 angles and a side are given as a are given that are the same in both triangles. Now we need to check to meet if it meets a condition for congruence. Now in the first triangle, the known side between the 2 angles is 13 centimeters, but the corresponding side in the second triangle has a length of 16. That means that both of these triangles fail the angle side test for congruence. So they are not congruent because they fail the angle side. You see what I mean? The side in between the 71 and the 46 is different. That's 16 and that's 13. They are on the wrong position in this triangle, so they are not congruent. Okay folks, I'd like you to have a go at the mastery questions and then rate your learning down below please.